Hello everybody, this time it is me Teeironor doing the intro on Skoll's channel. For those of you who are unaware, this is a TTRPG game that we're doing. My name is Teeironor and I'm doing it together with some very lovely people that I would like to have them introduce themselves. So let's go in alphabetical order as usual. DoomGoblin, would you please go ahead and introduce yourself and your character?
Oh, yeah. Hello, my name is DoomGoblin, and as always, I'm playing ever honest and kind Captain Bladebeard.
The most honest and kind, always, no doubt.
Yeah.
Cuff, cuff, wink, wink. Alright? And
I'm Sir Thompshire, and I'm playing Benjamin Aaran, a wandering sellsword who now has a very special gift given by our friend Captain Bladebeard.
And last but by no means least, the proprietor of this channel, Skoll.
You guys already know me. Hello there. I am playing as Buhd, the ogre pirate with a heart of gold.
Yeah.
And plenty of other hearts, probably, too.
And heads. Let's not forget about that.
Yep, hearts and heads.
Uh,
Very, very juicy.
I imagine if you guys will be in the need of rations this episode, that Buhd already has his stocked for a little bit.
I think I'll pass.
I think he threw them at the
From what I remember, you ate 5. You still have 5.
Yeah.
And at one point, you decapitated a fell guard and you threw it at the secondary villain. And he incinerated it.
I could have sworn he threw the other heads. But maybe my memory is not so great.
You still have them, from what I remember.
Okay. Your memory's probably better than mine. So I'll submit to that.
I mean, I did listen to that part for about 2 to 3 times during editing, so yeah.
Yeah, that's why I trust you, probably, in that regard.
Yeah. To set the scene from the end of last episode, our party and a lovely archmage... Well, I selected the wrong thing. A lovely archmage of the Teeironor had just embarked on a small little sloop that they stole from some wonderful gentleman that they didn't get to know for a very long time. And have just sort of set sail a bit of ways away from Buhd Bay. They're still inside of Buhd Bay and they have the option to return if need be. Buhd Bay was under attack from a demonic invasion as well as an undead-looking ship that had among its crew some of Bladebeard's old crewmates. However, at the very end, one of the agents of the demons, this lovely orc lady, in her mad rage to pursue everyone else, jumped on this demonic Skoll, well, not demonic, on this pirate Skoll ship. There's also some drama that's pending among our lovely crew members. However, I should also say that it's been a very long day. It's probably midnight at this point, and you're all, probably with the exception of Buhd, extremely tired. The Archmage also. So yeah, and I'm going to let you guys take it away. You've just sort of embarked on this boat. Your ship was a little bit damaged from the cannon fire of the pirate ship, but the pirate ship has ceased firing while it deals with this angry orc lady. What do you do? What do you say?
I'm kind of in my own little corner of the boat, kind of thinking about what that strange elf was saying about the old ones. And my traumatic experiences with fish today, so
I should also mention I wanted to say this in the beginning, but I forgot. This is just the last little interruption. In the last session, the former proprietor of this boat told Benjamin that the old ones already know that he held the orb, and that's in reference to the combat part of the previous episode, where Benjamin at one point stole the orb and held it while the Faceless One attacked him. And the Faceless One wanted the orb. This is just for the viewers who might have missed that part. Let's go back to you guys. Sorry about that.
Alright.
Yeah, so basically I'm just kind of lost in my own thoughts.
Can I use my spyglass to see if the evil ship is following us or
Well,
something?
you're not that far away, so you don't
Oh.
need to see the spyglass. Buhd is also still in visual range, so to say. At the moment, it's not. It seems to be staying in place. And you did notice last time that the very violent orc lady jumped on board and was cleaving people in twain. And you do hear shouting of fighting coming from that ship.
Well,
Alright.
Bud's probably still sailing the boat, or just at the front of the boat if there's no steering thingy-majig.
I will say that there is one at the back. You were able to steer it until now. But because out of character, we know that this is a nightborn vessel and they kind of function by magic. I will say that you just have to steer the ship, like point it in a direction, and it will go on its own.
Alright.
However, it was damaged by cannon fire, so it's not like at 100% efficiency.
Yeah, they'll probably have to stop by at the someplace to get it fixed up.
Yeah. The Archmage was exhausted last time from teleporting all of the civilians away and protecting you guys from the cannon fire, well, at least partly, and sort of collapses on the boat almost seems like she's about to pass out. Bladebeard, you're probably safe for the moment.
He doesn't deserve to be saved.
I said for the moment.
Pretty mage lady no look so good.
I am too tired to come up with a retort.
No retort, no, only rest. Retort not good, no taste good anyway.
Sure.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna go to sleep as well.
You gonna go sleep with fishes?
Why?
You lied to Bud.
I'm sorry, bud. You know, it was a rough day. And
Every day rough. No excuses.
but this one, I mean, I was butchered by demons, and I know that you are very strong, bud, but that bird guy, he was very powerful, and I didn't want you to get hurt.
If you know what Bud get hurt, you should have come with Bud. Captain lying and stinky, and Bud hate him.
I'm sorry, bud. I mean,
Bud don't trust anyone anymore.
Well,
You are all both a bunch of thieving scumbags as well. She gasps.
Well, that I can agree with, I guess.
Bud, good scumbag.
The Archmage will look at you and say, "The dwarf said you have something of mine." She will extend a very tired hand towards you. But before you can sort of reply, the hand sort of collapses and she passes out asleep.
Should go to sleep. Bud no have things. Bud only have heads.
yeah.
I was gonna say I was hungry, but I'm not hungry anymore.
These heads belong to her?
I don't think so.
Good, because Bud like these. They're very crunchy.
Well, for what it's worth, they're yours, bud.
They're good. Bud keep the skulls as memory to troll friends. They gone now.
Yeah.
That's a strange way of remembering them, but go off, I guess.
That all they give to Bud. That and thumbs up. Bud gives a very slow and steady thumbs up.
I try giving a thumbs up back in my very tired state.
Bud smiles at Twinkles.
Twinkles does not have pointy ears anymore, by the way.
Where'd pointy years go?
I'll explain tomorrow, okay?
They come off?
Something like that.
They're weird.
Alright. Good night, everyone. I'm
Bud
gonna...
steer ship.
Yeah.
Are you just steering it away?
Yeah, Bud's steering the ship. I mean, no one's really giving him any directions. He's just doing it.
Yeah, I think we're all a bit too tired to think
Yeah.
about.
I'm too tired to talk.
Y'all are very smart.
Well, I will say, and Bud will know this because he has had some experience sailing. The ship is currently too damaged to go into the open ocean. You can like sail away from Buhd Bay, but you have to sort of stick near the coast in shallow waters.
All right, Bud's gonna take them in the direction of the sassy hard wrench place. Then.
Okay. I will also say, well, I'm not sure if if you guys want to have the discussion of where do we go now, or right now, or when you wake up.
How are we handling scale?
On a very realistic level. In that sense, how should I say it? Comparing like the map of Azeroth, the Chronicle one, not the in-game one, which is more lore accurate. Stranglethorn Vale is about as large in length as, say, I'm going to give a length for us Europeans and a length for Skoll, so that we can both relate. For us Europeans, it would be like, say, from the southern tip of Spain to the northern tip of France. And for you, Skoll, it would be like from the southern tip of Florida to the Great Lakes.
Okay.
So Stranglethorn Vale is big. Now,
Well, I guess the conclusion is Anduin runs really fast.
now I will say, ever since like boats were invented, they were like one of the fastest ways to get around. So it's not going to take you like months to make it to the other end of Stranglethorn, but it will still take you a few days at the very least.
Yeah, then I think we'll have the discussion in the morning.
Okay.
Okay. As everyone else falls asleep, and Bud, you are still a bit awake, you notice the undead ship start going down, and the roars of an angry red lady, the triumphant roars of "I just killed a bunch of people" in the distance, and you see all sorts of undead crew members jumping off of the ship in panic.
Very scary lady, but very glad Bud not fight her.
Oh, and I don't think you would know this, but they were former crew members of Bladebeard, but I don't think Bladebeard had the time to tell you that. So yeah, you wouldn't know this.
Yep, Bud don't know.
Yeah. All right. And as you guys are going, I'll just delete everything for a little bit. I want to take a bit of a risk. It's a risk like in terms of lore. And it will seem, wait, this shouldn't be here, but I have an explanation prepared for it.
Alright.
This will involve Benjamin for a bit.
Am I gonna find Zoth?
Not necessarily, no. What will happen is that you, Benjamin, are going to have a dream. During this dream, for the most part, I'll sort of be controlling you. But you are free to interrupt me at any time to ask, what's this? What's going on? What is that? Etc., etc. And you are also
Okay.
free to sort of struggle against me, but I would require a roll on that end. Okay?
So it's not a normal dream.
You can assume that, yes.
Okay.
Let me just add everything in. You wake up. Where is it? You wake up in the. Well, not wake up. Yeah, let's say you wake up in the Stormwind throne room, sitting on a throne. There's a bunch of subjects kneeling in front of you, hailing their emperor, as they should, obviously. I mean, you are the emperor, you should be in charge. To your left is the nobleman who hired you, who is sort of fanning you with much obeisance. You are obviously the emperor. You deserve to be treated with respect, of course. And on your other side is, let me just find her. Where is it? It's the troll lady, also fanning you. She's not as intimidating as she was before.
This really is a dream after all.
Yeah, she seems very, very obedient towards you. Her head is down. You have the sense that if you give the order, you could like have her decapitated immediately. Of course. You also see a scantily clad archmage dancing in front of you. This is why I asked you that thing. Okay.
This dream is taking a strange turn, but I'll continue.
Okay. And in front of you, sort of between you and your subjects, is an altar. And the archmage will, well, I don't know if she would be an archmage in your dream, but she will look at you, towards you, and say, "Should we begin the event, my emperor?" And you will know that this is a ceremony that is very pleasing to your subjects and to yourself. You have the choices. Do you begin with like the main event, or a sort of small appetizer, or sort of something in between?
Do I know what this event is?
Not right now, but you have the assurances that it is something really, really good.
I think I'll start with the appetizer then.
Okay. From one of the nearby rooms comes Marco, the friend that you lost in Northrend. And he is bringing with him in tow, let me just find her, a Vrykul. You would remember that it is, you lost Marco during one of the battles against these fiends. Marco leads her to the altar. And you draw a very unfamiliar looking dagger. What do you say before you sacrifice this Vrykul to your loyal subjects?
Again, I don't really know the context of this type of ritual, right?
You know that it is something really good, that you will gain the power of whatever you sacrifice, and everyone is looking forward to it.
Okay. So what do I say to my subjects before I do whatever the ritual entails?
If you say anything at all, yes.
Then I guess I'll turn to my subjects and say, tonight we have brought a Vrykul, a monstrous creature that has brought death to many of our companions. Tonight we will feast. And I'll I don't know, something like that.
Sure. And using the unfamiliar looking dagger in your hand, you slice open the Vrykul's throat. Everyone cheers in front of you, and you suddenly feel yourself become much stronger from the essence you absorb from this Vrykul. You feel as if you could lift the entirety of Stormwind Keep with just one hand. Marco looks at you, very, very pleased. You have started avenging him. And yet he is here with you. Isn't it amazing? How should the event continue? Do you want to bring like the middle thing or the main event? Or do you want to do something else?
How so?
In that, do you want to like look around at something, or do you want to sort of end the event, or do you want to struggle against this vision that you're receiving?
So, are there other subjects there, like a crowd?
Yeah,
or
yeah.
is it
There's a crowd that cheers for you. Yeah.
Do I recognize more people in the crowd?
If you had, I don't know this as a GM, but if you have any family that you like, they would be there cheering for you.
Okay.
You will notice, if you still have a hometown, people from your hometown cheering for you, like people that you've known across your life, as well as strangers. You see like people of all sorts of races, like you see night elves. You are obviously the emperor of a very large domain, not just of Stormwind.
Looking at myself, and I notice something strange.
You are yourself. Your wounds from the battle are completely healed, especially after you have sacrificed this Vrykul. Sort of the wounds that you received heal before your very eyes. And of course, you notice the unfamiliar-looking dagger in your hand.
Then I'll bring the middle event.
Okay. Just move it, and the middle event is this fellow. He was someone who cooperated with you on the mission that you were doing for the goblin cartels that went very, very wrong. And it was his fault that it went very wrong. He is a powerful shaman. I leave it up to you to dictate how he messed it up for you, but I will say that he sort of blamed you for everything. So it would be very, very satisfying to do to him what you did to that Vrykul.
I guess I go ahead and do it, but this time I don't really say anything. It's really more personal.
He looks at you and begs for mercy, and you do it anyway, yes?
Yeah.
Okay. And as you do, the crowd once again cheers, and you feel his power flowing into you. You now feel yourself as if you are capable of moving aside the mountains themselves and reshaping the world to however you please it to be. You feel very, 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 very powerful, and you notice that you are happy because of the power that you gained, but also someone else is happy because of it. Do you continue?
Do I know that someone else, or is it just a feeling?
You can do a careful check to find out. It would be difficulty 2, let's say.
Careful check?
Yeah, a careful check. Careful means, again, taking stock of your surroundings.
Do you have my careful? I forgot to open
It's
my
2.
my
It's
sheet.
2. It's
Okay.
2. Also, this is a good reminder for everyone to open your character sheets in case you need to roll again. Okay. You realize that it is the dagger that is in your hand that is very, very happy. And I'll just put it on screen right now. It is very, very happy, and you feel happy that it is happy. And you hear a whisper in your mind, "Such wondrous power, is it not?" from a feminine sounding voice.
I guess at this point, I start noticing that something is not right, but like in a different way.
Do you hear a voice in your head? "Is this not everything that you dreamed of? You have the adulation of everyone. And all of this, and more, could be yours. Again, a very feminine sounding voice in your mind.
At what price?
All you need to do is accept my help.
Your help?
You feel that the voice is coming from the dagger, and you feel your attention drawn to it. My help.
And who would you be?
I'm a friend, and someone who knows much about everything that is in this world. The ground you are standing upon, the sea you are traveling across, your companions, your innermost desires, your enemies, and I can create a paradise for you.
And what's in it for you?
You hear a chuckle, and she doesn't like reply in words, but you do remember that when you sacrificed those people, someone else was feeling happy and gained power as a result. That memory sort of flashes in your mind.
Can I try doing some sort of check to see if I notice some let's say less good intentions?
Yes, but I will roll a sneaky to oppose you, okay?
Should I roll careful?
Yeah. Let me know when you have rolled. No, it is a very benign presence, someone that only wishes to help you and only has your best interests at mind. You are completely sure of that.
How wonderful. I guess it's some time to bring in the main event then.
Okay. The main event, I will say you have sort of also have the option of leaving the dream right now. You don't have to struggle anymore. Do you wish to continue regardless?
Yeah, I'm just curious to see what it is, to be honest.
Yeah. It's this fellow, the one responsible for everything that's been going wrong in your life for like the past 2 to 3 years. And you are free to continue to please your subjects and yourself and someone else by going on with this ritual.
Can I give this excuse to end the dream, as in like, this is way too unbelievable?
Yeah. Well, you have the option to leave at any time from when you had that conversation with the dagger. It sort of stopped holding you in the dream. Because, well, out of character, it believes that you are now swayed to her side.
Yeah, I think I'll leave at this point.
Okay. Let me just remove everything. Benjamin, you wake back up. Would Buhd still be awake?
He'd still be awake.
Okay. I imagine it's still the middle of the night and everyone is still asleep. Well, everyone as in the Archmage and Bladebeard, right?
Buhd would be whistling to himself and humming, I guess,
Okay.
to keep himself entertained.
Benjamin, it is still night. You've woken up from a very strange dream. A very strange but pleasing dream. As a result of that roll.
I kind of instinctively check like my pockets to see if the knife is still there. Maybe I feel like a lingering presence or something.
Yeah, as you look into your bag, you notice first your own orb of deception, then the Archmage's orb, and you also notice an unfamiliar looking dagger. And you hear a whisper in your mind, "We shall do wondrous things together, do you not agree?"
I'm kind of speechless at this point that this speaking knife just appeared in my bag, and I kind of just
Go ahead.
close it and try to convince myself I'm still sleeping.
I will also mention that you saw that you have another orb in there that you don't recognize, but obviously that's the Archmage's.
Yeah, would I know about that, or I
You-
don't remember if I.
You were there when Bladebeard said that Buhd has the Archmage's orb.
Okay. Yeah,
But
but I think the
I
knife
don't-
would catch my eye.
Yeah. And I don't know if you would make the connection that the orb in your pocket would be the Archmage's anyway.
I mean,
I'm not
Maybe
saying you're dumb or anything, but that you have other stuff on your mind.
yeah. At this point, I don't think I make the connection.
Okay. But you notice that Benjamin is looking a little bit unsettled.
You a bad dream.
I think it was a good one. I think I'm going back to sleep.
Okay, night twinkles.
Good night, bud.
Okay. At this point, Buhd, could you do? I imagine Benjamin is going to sleep, right?
Yeah.
But since you're the only one awake, you're not as tired as everyone else, but you're still a little bit tired. Could you do me a careful roll, difficulty 2, to see if you stay awake?
Yep.
No, you start dozing off. Okay?
Time.
And I would just say, in the morning, everyone wakes up. Fortunately, the ship has not crashed into anything, but because he got a 1, he didn't go into the negatives. He was still able to sort of subconsciously not crash the ship into the shore or sail into the deep ocean. Who's the first one to wake up?
It wouldn't be me.
It would also not be the Archmage.
Probably be Bladebeard then.
All right, I wake up.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Bladebeard, you notice an unfamiliar-looking figure standing in your ship. And
Uh-oh.
he smiles at you and says, "Hello there. I believe you're sort of stowing away on my ship."
He's back! Oh no!
I should have been the first one to be awake so I can kick him off my ship.
He came back, guys. Oh my god.
Hello.
Yeah. Hello.
Who are you?
My name is Shalon. I come, from a place away from here. I heard that there was an artifact that one could acquire in the town of Buhd Bay, I believe it was called. And I was just right there, and now I'm here with you fine folk.
Oh yeah, that artifact is it's kinda gone. The some kind of bird creature took it.
He looked puzzled and sort of stroke his non-existent beard and say, "Bird creature? Could you go into detail, please?"
Do I notice that Buhd is half asleep?
Bud is asleep. But he is sort of subconsciously keeping hold of the steering thingy to not crash the ship.
Alright, so that's fine. Yeah,
Your companion
first
is...
of all,
Sorry, go ahead.
yeah, first of all, how did you get here?
Well, this is my ship. I should ask you the same question. How did you get on my ship?
Well, my ogre friend, he took it and there was no one else here but us when I went to sleep.
Odd.
Did, did were you hiding?
No.
Like,
No, I moored into Buhd Bay to look for the artifact. I stayed there for a day or two. Very odd people, these goblins, do you not agree? And then I woke up and I was in the middle of, well, not the middle. I was just off the jungles of on the Stranglethorn in the sea with some unfamiliar companions. Now, it is nice to have companions on a journey, but I must say I am quite confused by this turn of events.
well, that makes two of us.
Everyone
yeah.
else has the option of waking up as well, by the way.
By the
say-
way, I
Go
didn't quite get it. Is this the same night one as last time? Or
I cannot answer that question.
Does he look like me? No.
I mean, the hairstyle is kind of the same.
Bladebeard wouldn't be able to tell because has not bet.
And the other one was kind of naked.
Only Buhd would be able to like make a careful check to see if this was the same one or not. But Buhd is still sleeping at the moment, but has the option of waking up. The Archmage will wake up last, by the way.
Yeah,
And
I guess I can wake up too.
Okay. You wake up and you notice this strange figure in the middle of the ship. An elf of the kind that you've never seen before. You did see a glimpse a little bit the guy you kicked off the ship for a little bit, but it was too brief to like really remember him. This fellow will turn to you and say, "Oh, hello there, Mr. Stowaway.
Good morning.
Good morning."
Who are you?
Hello, Benjamin. This is Shalan.
Yeah, I'll type that in chat.
He is apparently we didn't notice him on board, and he somehow didn't notice us.
Well, it's quite a peculiar situation, and he'll sort of chuckle. This is my ship. I don't know how it got these cannon holes in it, but as I was telling your companion, I was off to this Buhd Bay place to look for an artifact that one could acquire. And after I stayed there for a few days, I then woke up over here with you, strange stowaways. Greetings.
So you just woke up here out of nowhere?
Indeed.
Strange.
You probably got drunk or something.
Benjamin, you hear a feminine whisper in your mind that sounds a bit familiar. This one comes from a very interesting place. You should ask him about that. And maybe we could feast upon him later.
So, where are you from? I don't think I've seen an elf quite like you.
Oh, I come... He will then look a little bit concerned. And he will look a bit confused, like as in, wait, what just happened? And he will say, "How odd, I don't think I should be here." He seems confused.
Well, so are we.
Yeah, well, my name is Captain Bladebeard, and I'm the new captain of your ship.
He will snap out of his sort of confusion and chuckle for a little bit and say, Greetings, Captain. My name is Shalan. May I be your first mate?"
Sorry, but that job is already taken.
"Oh, second mate then?"
Yeah, sure.
"Great.
Thank you, Bladebeard, for the consideration.
I've always dreamed of traveling the seas, seeing the rest of Azeroth after the Sundering. Is this place not amazing?"
It's really fun. Yeah, I love sailing.
He will look very, very happy and enthusiastic towards you, as in, like, go on, tell me more, this is exciting.
But we have more pressing matters. You know, this city, Booty Bay, it's kind of overrun by demons.
And on fire.
Yeah.
His eyes will go wide, and he will say, has Archimon brought his armies there already?
Does Bladebeard know who Archimod is?
Um,
Can I
that-
maybe roll for clever?
Sure. It would also depend. Have you guys participated in the Third War? Your characters.
I wouldn't say I have participated,
No.
but I was alive back then.
Yeah.
Not really, but I might heard like stories or something.
Yeah, I think it makes sense for Bladebeard to roll then. And Benjamin could also roll, but it would be a more difficult roll. Yeah, Bladebeard, you know that is the name of the demon lord who tried to invade Azeroth and caused like the collapse of the kingdoms of Lord Aaran a few years ago. But you don't really know much in detail, and you think that he died at a place in Kalimdor?
Yeah, I believe that Burning Legion was defeated.
Was defeated? Truly?
Yeah, like few times already.
Oh, what a great cause for celebration! And he will sort of grab you by the hands and sort of start dancing a little bit.
Yeah, I'll
I'm just
start
looking
dancing as well.
incredulously at the situation. Yeah, I'm just looking at a strange elf man dancing with a dwarf.
Bud is just snoring.
Benjamin, you hear a whisper in your mind. Despite his demeanor, do not underestimate him. He is a very powerful person. It would be great to take his essence.
I kind of push that back to the furthest reaches of my head.
Okay. Bud is still asleep. As I said, the Archmage will wake up last, so she'll wake up even after Bud.
Alright, I think it's time to wake up my ogre friend.
Is he the first maid that you mentioned? Or the woman over
Yeah.
there?
His name is Bud, and this lady over here is Archmage Meridia.
How fascinating, how fascinating.
She can do like spells and stuff.
He will sort of hold out his hand, and you see a small fireball in his hand, and he will smile at you and say, I can do spells too. And he will dismiss the fireball.
Wow, that's great. We have 2 wizards.
He will,
And a half.
you can do
Oh
magic
yeah,
as well?
Benjamin, he can also turn into... Or, wait, I'm kind of confused. Which one is the real human or the
I'm
blood
the
elf?
real me, a human.
Oh, so he's now a human, but he can turn into an elf.
Oh, an elf. You mean like
Yeah.
me?
No, the blood elf, the pink ones.
Pink ones.
Yeah, from Silver Moon.
Oh, you mean Daphromar's folk. Quite fascinating. You said you were waking up Bud Bladebeard, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going to try wake him up, or if that fails, I'm going to try to move him from the wheel.
Okay. Does Bud allow himself to be woken up?
I mean, you could try. I'd say roll for it would work.
Yeah, roll Bladebeard, then roll your forceful or your flashy, and Bud can oppose with his careful, I guess. Or sneaky, whatever.
Both
Sneaky
is
would be-
one, so
Go ahead.
let's say both flashy and forceful is +1, so let's say flashy.
Okay. And Bud can oppose with his careful or his sneaky if he's only pretending to be asleep. Okay, okay. You wake Bud up.
Bud, wake up.
What want waffles?
Yeah, later. See, we have a new friend.
Greetings, Mr. First Mate. I'm your second mate.
What? But when do we get one of those?
He was apparently, came with the ship.
No, we throw him off.
Bud, feel free to roll your careful to see if you recognize the fellow. It would be difficulty 2. Nope, you don't. He maybe seems familiar, but no, you don't.
Yeah, we throw Elf off. You go crazy.
That's not the same guy, obviously. That other guy was.
I'm pretty sure the other guy had a tentacle for an arm.
This ship only come with one elf, one crazy elf.
Well, apparently you missed this one. I mean, we all did.
One should have checked under ship. They always hide under there.
Go ahead.
No.
The elf will look at you, Bud, and say, I was the owner of this fine vessel. And then I woke up in the middle of the sea with you fine folk. And now I'm the second mate. Is this not quaint?
That make Bud first mate and you second mate.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
And are these, he will point to Benjamin and the Archmage who's still asleep. Are these our slaves?
No. They're friends.
Oh, greetings. My name is Shalon, and the elf will sort of bow towards you, Benjamin.
I kind of get up and nod back.
He twinkles at that pretty lady.
Greetings, Twinkles, and well.
I would like to say my name is not actually Twinkles. It's Benjamin.
Your name not Twinkles? Why you don't ever tell us?
It can be Twinkles to you if you really want to.
Okay, Twinkles.
Okay. The Archmage is for the moment still asleep.
Can I try nudging her?
Yeah, feel free. Roll a either forceful or flashy, and I will roll her careful to oppose. She got the lowest possible roll. Okay. Yeah.
I went with forceful.
Yeah, you definitely wake her up, sort of shake her awake. She startles for a little bit. She will scratch the back of her head as like, ow, my head. And then she will look at the elf and say, and she'll be startled for a little bit. And the elf will say, greetings, madam. I believe you are my friend, correct? My name is Shalon. Pleased to meet you. The Archmage will look at you guys like, what the hell is going on?
I kind of just shrug.
He hide under ship.
He's our new friend, Shalon.
He's second mate. Sha-la-la-la-la.
Just Shalon will suffice, thank you. The Archmage will say, greetings. I am an Archmage of the Teeironor. You are not a kind of elf I am familiar with. And he will look at the others and say, apparently the others do not think so as well. How odd.
What kind of elf are you?
Well, I am a Kaldorei, of course, and I believe our empire reached right about this place, perhaps? Or perhaps that was some time ago. I'm not certain.
But no remember things too.
I'm sorry to ask, but did you hit your head?
I suppose you could say that. There are things I do not quite remember. And there are things I remember, but they do not seem like me. How odd.
But no, that too. But happened to Bud a lot.
He will give you a sympathetic smile. By the way,
Alright.
where are we going?
Yeah, I was about to ask that. What's the plan?
Before you guys discuss, I would like each and every one of you to roll your carefuls to see how well you know and remember the map of Stranglethorn. For Bladebeard, it will be difficulty 4. For Buhd, it will be difficulty 6, and for Benjamin, difficulty 6 as well.
What was the roll?
Careful.
So I
Shouldn't it be clever or something?
Careful is taking stock of your surroundings, remembering details, etc.
Okay.
Okay, with the rolls you guys go, Benjamin has absolutely no idea. I had sort of contingencies planned for like if you guys had the worst possible rolls. I'll show the worst possible roll because that's what Benjamin got. Benjamin, this is what you know of Stranglethorn.
What a very wonderful place.
Yeah. With the rolls everyone else got, which aren't the best rolls, but they're still pretty good, you, Buhd and Bladebeard, know Stranglethorn like this, which is the pre-Cataclysm version, which is 80% accurate to modern day. And you would know, to sort of explain things to Buhd and Bladebeard, sort of going north from Booty Bay. You've by this point you've passed the sort of small cove that is over here that was teeming with Bloodsail Buccaneers. The first destination that you can reach is this island over here, which is called the Nekmani Wellspring. It is an ancient troll sacred place that is said to contain healing waters. Next, there's a bunch of jungle. Then there is Gromgo Base Camp, a fairly important Horde military town, military port. Then there are some ruins. Go ahead, sorry.
Didn't we skip Sassy Heart, the Sassy place? Because doesn't this take place during Mr. Pandaria? So
as I
we
said,
didn't roll.
Yeah, you didn't roll well enough. What you know
Oh,
is...
I thought you were like saying like, you know, what areas we were passing by. So
No,
that's why I got confused.
These are the destinations that you can go to. And what you know based on your rolls. And you know the pre-Cataclysm version of Stranglethorn, which is still fairly good, but not ideal. So you have practically... I will say that because of the condition of your ship, it will need to be repaired. It cannot go beyond the border of Stranglethorn. So you have like the option of sailing to the Nekmani Wellspring, sort of going into the jungle at one point, going to Gromgo Base Camp, which would be a problem for Benjamin and Bladebeard considering the Horde is at war of the Alliance, or going
I do have my fancy orb.
Yeah, but Bladebeard doesn't. And for the Archmage as well, come to think of it. And then there are some troll ruins.
Yeah, we should meet up with the Benjamin's girlfriend. Do you think she would be at this trollish temple?
Can you ping the map? Let me see, where are you referring?
Oh, the
Oh, you're right.
The trollish place.
You would also know, because you got a good enough roll, that the place, as the last thing you heard, was that the place was teeming with Naga.
Oh. So, where do you think she went? Did she go to Zul'Garub or whatever.
Benjamin, you have absolutely no idea about the geography of Stranglethorn, so you can't really contribute to this discussion.
Don't look at me. It's just jungle to me. I don't know.
Yeah, but it's the plan that we are going to meet with her, right?
I mean, I'm really curious why I got hired to bring this artifact, but we should really worry about repairs first.
Benjamin, you hear a whisper in your mind that says, "The troll seems like quite an interesting idea. Her essence was particularly powerful. It would be a
And
good
scary.
idea to feast upon it."
Troll
Again,
lady, very nice. Got a lot of friends, but like them.
The Archmage will look at you and will suddenly remember something and will look towards Bladebeard and Buhd and say, "First off, return my orb to me."
Yeah. I'm sorry, Meridia. I kinda lied to you back there. You looked really mad when I mentioned the orb, so I didn't want to reveal who actually stole it. I didn't want anyone to get hurt.
She will
But-
start
but-
forming
but
a
is-
fro-
but
she'll
is-
start forming a frostbolt in her hand.
Just promise me you won't hurt anyone, and I will tell you where the orb is. Alright?
She will glare at you and say, "You're not in a position to make demands, thief." The elf will look between you two and say, and then will turn to Benjamin and say, "Is this not exciting?"
No.
But listen, Les. Just calm down. And you see, I bet you probably, you grew up in a fancy wizard city and you
Bladebeard,
don't know how,
Bladebeard, shut up
Yeah?
and just give her the orb. I'm tired. I just want to get this over with.
The Archmage will look towards you, Benjamin, with like a thank you look.
I didn't take your orb.
You
No,
notice the
I did
frostbolt getting bigger.
The one who took it from you is, I mean, come on, Benjamin.
But Bud is very confused.
We don't have time for games.
But Bud is just like eating. He's pulling out a head and eating it like popcorn right now. He's while he's steering the ship, of course. Like he's looking back
The
and forth.
Archmage
now.
is a little shocked and looks away for a little bit, but then she looks angrier. The elf will look at you like, "Ooh, what's that? What's that?
These heads, but hungry.
May I try one?"
Oh, sure. But just hands it over.
Oh, you remember that these were Bloodsail Buccaneer heads. The elf will then turn to Benjamin and the Archmage. "Are these from your species?"
I'm a bit busy here. Can we talk later?
Okay, and then he will
Yeah. Go ahead. Go ahead.
he'll bite at a cheek a little bit, make like a disgusted face, and then return the head to Buhd with a no thank you look. They are
No.
starting to rot a little bit.
Yeah, they don't taste as good as when Bud got them from troll friends.
Ah, trolls. Nasty
Well,
creatures.
Anyways,
Back to the topic at hand, says the Archmage.
yeah, I kind of look at a Bladebeard then and say, what are you glaring at me for?
Yeah, Benjamin, look, she saved our lives. I know that, we need to steal to survive, but, she helped us. She's a friend. Return her belongings.
What? What are you talking about? I literally saw you.
Benjamin,
I saw you back at the tavern. You took her orb thing, something fancy magical.
Benjamin, feel free to do a careful roll difficulty 2 to see if you remember that when you opened your pack you also saw another orb.
Yeah, I will.
Difficulty 2. Yeah, you definitely remember. The Archmage will look at you and say, Benjamin did not have the opportunity to steal from me, but she looks a little bit unsure.
Can I pick up my backpack?
Yeah, definitely, it's yours.
So I open it and get the orb from there, and I just look at Bladebeard and, what is this? And how is it here? And I take the opportunity to take the knife as well and ask him, what the hell is this?
I mean, you took it, so I mean, I'm no wizard. It's some kind of orb. I don't know.
The Archmage is too distracted by the orb thing to notice the knife part. She has a sort of look of betrayal on her face. And she'll say, I should have known that all of you were thieves. When all of this is over, you're all going to come with me.
But didn't steal anything.
Can I punch Bladebeard?
Yeah, do a forceful roll, and Bladebeard, feel free to oppose.
I'm going to do my quick.
Quick means practically dodging out of the way.
Yeah. Can I?
Yeah.
Which is +3 now.
Yeah, by the way, I forgot to mention that between sessions you guys have the options of switching your approaches, and Bladebeard switched his quick with his forceful.
Yeah, what an ass, right?
5.
Yeah, Bladebeard definitely dodges you with no difficulty. You probably presume that it's because of the wound. Benjamin, you hear a feminine voice in your mind say, finish him. Use my power and kill him. You know you want to.
But no steal anything.
I don't use the knife, but I kind of start casting a small fireball in my hand.
Whoa. Hey, Benjamin. Hey. We are friends.
Do it.
I thought we were working together. What is this?
What is what? I mean, I know how things are. We sometimes need to steal. And, you know...
Are you
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say that the Archmage will sort of cast a Frost Nova to freeze the discussion. She will roll her forceful, and feel free to oppose.
Yeah, I'll oppose.
Oh,
Bud's over here.
Maybe I
Bud's
won't.
over here just steering the ship. Bud's innocent.
Unfortunately, Frost Nova is an AoE, so it hits everyone, so Bud would have to oppose as well. Oh, by the way, I need... actually, I don't think the elf will oppose. I think the elf is happy to see the new experience. He will,
Yeah.
he will let himself be caught
what
and
do we
say...
roll?
Oh, you have quite a talent for the arcane, do you not? But the Archmage ignores him and glares at the rest of you.
What am I rolling against that?
Well, it depends on how you want to defend yourself. You can either dodge, or dodging would be like difficult. I don't know, jump up, or you can like break free of the ice. That would be a forceful.
All right, I'll do forceful.
Yeah, I kind of tried jumping.
I'm going to try to jump as well.
Benjamin is caught. All of you are caught unless you want to spend fate points.
No.
Actually, I'll go ahead and use a fate point.
I got a lot of fate points. I'll go ahead and use one.
By the way, you can use fate points to either provide a +2 to your score, or to reroll. You are free to choose.
Yeah, I'll take.
I'd imagine a +2 wouldn't do anything.
It would not.
So I'm gonna do a reroll then.
What are you guys invoking? Which aspect?
I'm going to invoke the Adept in the Arcane Arts, and I just try to boost my jump a little bit or something.
Okay,
I don't know.
that
I
works.
am going to invoke his former warlord aspect.
That works as well. Please reroll, Bud. Okay, sorry.
Rip.
Bud is still caught. Benjamin manages to dodge, and because this was an attack, it's not. It doesn't apply the thing of you gain your way, but something else happens. You manage to avoid it. You hear a whisper in your mind, Benjamin. Kill her. Her magic would be quite suitable for you.
I kind of ignore that one and go for another swing on Bladebeard. Would he have a disadvantage since he's a
Am I
frozen?
frozen?
Or is it a
yeah,
sit-
he would have a disadvantage, but I think the Archmage will oppose you by sort of making a small wall of ice between you and Bladebeard. So
I go for it anyway.
yeah, so
Also, whose turn is it? He already attacked like 3 times.
you guys want to turn this into actual combat?
No, I just, can I do something?
Yeah,
You're,
okay.
you're
okay.
frozen.
Well, feel free to do something, but keep in mind that you're frozen.
Shalan, protect me.
He will look at you and say, but I think this is quite a just grievance that the gentleman has. This, are you of Raikul? You're free to ignore that, Benjamin.
Yeah, I ignore that.
Okay.
He's very cool, like Bud. Bud got ice all over him.
Okay. So Benjamin, you attack Bladebeard.
Yeah.
Okay. The Archmage will make a wall of ice between you two, to sort of defend Bladebeard.
Is that a
Oh.
roll as well? Or?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna roll a forceful.
Yeah. Please let me know when you roll. Yeah, the Archmage beats you. You hear a whisper in your mind, surely you won't let a paltry spellcaster like her thwart you.
Should I go again or?
You are entirely free to do that, but first the Archmage will say, enough of this already.
Yeah, Benjamin, stop.
The Archmage will extend a hand towards you. Please give me back the orb.
I kind of just turn back towards her and like with an extremely angry look on my face and just.
Kill her. Kill her.
I
Sorry.
just. I throw the bag a bit violently towards her.
What's in the bag exactly?
Her orb, my orb, and the knife, I guess.
I'm asking because I think you said that you picked up both the orb and the knife.
I think it was just to show her. I think I didn't drop them when I went to swing at Bladebeard.
Okay.
Or maybe I left them back on the ground. I'm not sure.
Okay. You will, if you sort of look right behind you, Benjamin, you will notice that the knife is there and not in your bag.
Huh, strange.
But the Archmage eyes you sort of warily and then opens the bag and takes her orb. She doesn't take anything else because she's not a thieving scumbag like you guys are. All of you guys.
Yeah, sure.
Hey,
He
Bud
also-
only saved a ship to save
DM.
everyone. Bud's good. Bud doesn't steal.
DM,
That much.
he maybe took her gold as well.
If I remember correctly, last time you convinced her that you have no idea what happened to her gold.
Oh yeah.
Wow, you're really terrible. I have no words.
The elf will look at everyone and say, "Are we friends again?"
I hope so.
Bud is friends with everyone except maybe Captain.
Come on, bud. Don't. Come on. Don't be
You
angry.
lie again. You cause fighting. No more lying.
All right, bud. I will never lie again to you.
Big dum dum.
And you're
I
holding
promise.
your fingers crossed behind your back, I presume.
No,
I'm
bud.
joking.
I pinky promise.
You pinky swear.
Yeah,
Right, but Bud holds up his pinky to the
Yeah,
captain.
I do the thing with pinkies.
All right.
Good luck with that, bud. It's just another lie.
He keeps lying to Bud. He's gonna portray Bud's trust levels are gonna keep
Yeah,
going down
should-
if he lies again.
I think I should throw him off board, to be honest.
The archmage.
That would make-
Go ahead.
That would make Bud the captain. So
Yeah, I don't say this in character, by the way.
The archmage will go ahead. Sorry again.
no. I'm sorry. You go ahead.
She will dispel the frost nova that's affecting you, Bladebeard, and the elf. Then pick up Benjamin's bag and come to him to return it. She looks angry still, but she's holding it gently. You hear a whisper in your mind, Benjamin. Pick me up and slash her when she approaches. She will never suspect it.
I will not do that, I guess. I think I just let her approach it, kind of take the bag a bit roughly, you know. And just
Go ahead.
kind of look away.
She will glare at you and say, "Because of the present circumstances, I'll let go of this for now. But I will keep this in mind for later. Now, as I was previously saying, this orb allows me to commune with the Teeironor. However, since I don't trust you all, I will commune with them and then come back to you." And she teleports away for a little bit.
All right.
Do. Bud don't do anything.
"I did not do anything either," says the elf.
We not guilty. She just mad at those two.
What did I
As
do?
soon as we make landfall, I'm leaving. I'm done really well.
You live in Twinkles?
Yes.
Bud's sad.
Yeah, I'm disappointed too.
Captain, we losing crew members again.
Oh yeah, but by the way, I met some of our, friends that we lost to the
Oh,
week.
you met friends?
Well, it appears that they are no longer friends. I saw Billy or Willy, I don't remember his name. He was an undead, and he
They're
wanted.
probably deader now. But heard and saw the mean orc lady. She claimed ship.
She actually destroyed the
Yeah.
ship.
She claimed ship and destroy ship. It back at bottom.
Bud, I always imagined, you and I, we are going to find the witch, kill her, and everything is going to be fine again. But I don't know what happened to them. I think that they might be dead, all of them.
Probably.
Benjamin, you hear a whisper in your mind. "A witch? Sounds exciting. Maybe you should stick around with them. If you can find this witch, her essence would be quite useful to us."
Again, I kind of am thinking, like, I'm again lost in thought, and I kind of just let that whisper.
Could we have goodbye party for Twinkles? Get cake.
Yeah, I mean, you said you're going your way once we reach the land, right?
We should find shop for cake. Also for ship. Ship not looking so good.
Indeed.
Bud tried kissing it. It give boo-boos to Bud's lips.
The elf will kiss the ship as well. He does not get boo-boos, and he will say, that is probably from the enchantment. I apologize for that.
Does the ship look fixable?
Yeah, it's damaged, but it's fixable, definitely.
Don't worry, we will fix it later.
He sort of perks up at that. I think you guys were discussing something.
What did we discuss?
Well, first off, what about Benjamin's plans? But also, before that, before the ward thing, etc., you were discussing where to go.
Yeah,
If you want to return to that.
we should meet with the Akala, the troll priestess. Right?
A troll priestess? They sound disgusting, says the elf.
Oh, she very pretty. Oh no,
Yeah,
she don't like it when Bud call her pretty. No one like it when Bud called them pretty. Bud don't know what to do anymore.
Well, I think you are pretty, Bud. And he'll
Aw.
place a comforting hand on your arm.
Thank you, second mate. You best thing ever happened on this ship.
He will smile.
Everyone else mean. Everyone else mean on this ship.
He will smile.
Twinkles want to leave. Captain lie. Pretty lady go leave to talk to mage people.
Once
Go ahead.
once the mage returns, I think we should come up with some kind of plan.
The elf will then smile at you guys and then turn to Benjamin and say, "Shafu fasa shakalasha." Benjamin, you only heard, "Is this not exciting?" Bladebeard and Buhd heard nonsense.
I'm going to say, bless you.
Well, you talk like a crazy elf.
Would I directly hear the translated version? Or,
Yeah.
Okay. Then I guess I ignore it because I'm pissed.
What did Buhd say?
He said, "Why you talk like crazy elf?"
He looks a little bit offended, and will say, "I thought we were friends."
We all friends, but you sound like the elf that jump off ship.
He will look confused at you. "Well, I am me."
I thought you was Shala.
"My name is Shalan."
Shalan.
This conversation is not going anywhere.
Yeah.
But agree. Where we going?
We are going to wait for the mage and then we will figure out. I think, she might know the most about this artifact. So,
Well, you already talked with the Archmage about the artifact. And she already told you that she knows about as much as you guys and probably even less than you guys.
I'm going to wait for her to return.
Okay. What do the rest of you do?
Yeah, I'm just looking out at the sea. I'm just ignoring them.
Bud goes fishing.
Okay. Did he bring his fishing gear? Or what is he using? Just his hands, maybe?
Yeah, he's using his hands.
Okay. Let me just find the thing. This lovely thing will jump up at you. Roll your quick to see if you pull your fingers away in time.
It's kind of funny you had that ready.
Ooh, a tie. That means it gets an advantage, but you manage to dodge its attack. All right. So a shark just jumped up at you and tried to grab you. As it failed, it jumps back into the water and it seems to be circling your little ship.
We have shark problem.
Whoa. I'm going to.
It's not big enough to
Do I see-
overturn the ship. Go ahead, sorry.
Do I see the shark in the water?
If you were next to... You would have heard the splash. But if you were next to Buhd, you would have seen the shark, yeah.
Oi, Buhd, what was that? Did you catch something?
It's shark. Bud try go fishing and shark try eat Bud's hand.
Shark? Is it a big one?
Oh, where is it? It big, but probably not big to Bud.
It's
Alright.
about medium size, not a very big one.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Go ahead.
It not so big. It medium sized. Like like half of Bud.
Probably similar.
Alright, take care of it then.
Bud points his cannon at the shark.
Jesus. Okay. Are you using your stunt?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay, you kill the shark, and you also push the ship off, like 20 meters towards a random direction, and everyone is shaking up.
Whoa.
Bud take care of problem. No more shark.
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright.
Bud just pats his cannon happily.
At this point, the Archmage will teleport back, and she will say, kind of exasperated, the Teeironor believe that you are the best option for the moment to solve this issue. So I guess I will be sticking with you for a while.
Bud is the
Yeah.
best.
Yeah, obviously.
Well, thankfully, it's not my issue anymore. I'm leaving.
Are you?
Come on, Bud. Oh, I mean, Benjamin.
You don't even know his name.
Yeah,
Good job.
Winkles.
I'm done being double-crossed. Don't even talk to me.
Bud never double cross.
I was referring to Bladebeard, by the way.
I mean, Meridia, she saved our lives. Mine and yours. So, I think we owe her one.
I owe her, but not you.
I mean, I owe her, and you owe her. That's what I'm saying.
Does anyone owe Bud?
I owe you, Bud.
Does Twinkle owe Bud?
I
More
know.
than Bladebeard, that's for sure.
Can Twinkle stay for Bud?
I don't reply to that.
You're gonna hurt Bud.
The elf will,
It's his fault. It's not mine.
the elf will say to Benjamin, "Shafaluch shlakalasha," which Benjamin immediately interprets as, "I'm your friend, Benjamin. You can trust me."
Just glance at him and just.
Hey, Shalan, can we speak in common? You know, not everybody here knows Elvish or whatever.
Oh, yes, sure. Galbak log narkushka. Yes?
I said common.
Bless you.
He will look puzzled for a bit. The Archmage will roll her eyes and say, "Where are we going? I don't know this forsaken jungle, so I'm trusting you."
Yeah, you know,
So much for
wherever you
trust,
want
huh?
to go. What?
Huh? Sorry, I didn't hear that.
So much for trust, huh?
Don't get me started.
I was thinking that maybe we should meet with, you know, our troll friend.
Do you know where she is?
No.
Out of character, she said that she would be rallying her tribe. You don't know which tribe that is. And that she will then go to take the war to Buhd Bay. To the demons, specifically.
There is a troll city in the jungle, so I think that's a good guess.
The Archmage will say, "You know best, Captain."
Alright. Out of character. You said that when they banished her sister, Hakala's sister, right?
Yeah.
They gave her a ship. So-
They said that they set her off on an island in the middle of nowhere. And then
But does that
returned.
mean that trolls over here have some kind of port or harbor?
Presumably,
Which is-
presumably because of your earlier role, the only like coastal settlement of trolls will be over here in the northernmost region of Stranglethorn, which are the Bloodscalp trolls. Or they could have come from upriver, like over here, but you kind of doubt it. Sorry, that last thing was unintentional. So you could propose to like go into the northernmost portion of Stranglethorn, which will take a while, and you'll have to pass by some other things first.
Can you use your magic orb to contact her?
I can. She'll facepalm for a little bit and say, "I can only contact those who have an equivalent to this."
I'm sorry. I mean, I'm not a magic user.
I'm aware.
Yeah. All right, we sail until we see some troll settlements
Okay.
or something.
Do you guys agree with Bladebeard?
As long as we make that landfall, I'm happy.
Would agree we see trolls. Then we say bye-bye to Twinkles.
Okay.
I mean, all right. So what are we doing?
Well, you would be sailing, and as you go, I'll narrate what happens, because you kind of have to stick close to the shore. So you sort of see in a distance the other places in Stranglethorn, and you'll have the option to stop there, and maybe some other things will happen, etc., etc.
All right.
Okay. As you pass by the Nekmani Wellspring, you would remember Bladebeard and Buhd that this was a place infested by Naga. Are you like trying to take any kind of measures to remain inconspicuous?
Can we stay like far away from the shore?
Yeah, you can.
Oh yeah, Nagas can swim as well.
Yeah, but they are mainly on land.
All right. So
This expedition.
we'll just keep the distance.
Roll your sneaky, and now roll a generic Naga careful to see if they notice. Okay?
Do I roll or?
Yeah. Well, whoever would be steering the ship.
That would be Buhd.
And Bladebeard, you are free to tell him, hey, steer clear from the Naga, and that would give him a +1 to his roll.
Or can I tell him like, all right, you steered enough, rest
Yeah, you can.
for a bit.
Buhd
Alright.
get to take break.
But Buhd goes to hang out with his good old buddy Twinkles because this is the last time he thinks he's gonna see Twinkles.
The elf will join you too. If
All
you
right,
let him.
so
Okay.
Oh yeah, Bud's gonna let him.
So, Bladebeard, roll your sneaky, and I'll roll a generic Naga careful to see if the Naga will see you as you pass. Yeah, the Naga definitely do not see you. Okay. You successfully passed the Nekmani Wellspring. Do you guys want to have like an interaction, or should the ship continue moving?
do you guys know any good sailing songs?
Bud no sing last time people get mad.
The
Benjamin?
Archmage will glare at you.
I just don't even look in his direction.
Oi, Meridia, this one is about a mage like you, so you might like it.
Choose your words carefully, dwarf. I'm your ally, but I'm not your friend.
Are you Bud's friend?
I get quiet.
She will ignore your comment, bud. Sorry. This is among the things that I thought would take place in this session. One of them was not the group breaking apart, but okay.
Well, Bladebeard for that.
Yeah,
So it's all Bladebeard's fault, dude.
pretty much.
I'm trying to keep the group together
No, you're not.
the best I can.
I think the elf is doing a better job.
Yeah.
I think so.
Yeah, so far.
Okay. You continue sailing?
Yeah, quietly.
Okay, because Stranglethorn is big, when you would reach, say, like this point on the map, I will say that it sort of becomes dusk, nighttime, etc. And you guys also need to sleep and eat and drink water.
Do we have any supplies?
Bud
On the
has his
boat.
heads, which are rotting a
But-
little bit.
Yeah, but Bud ate some of his heads. They're not tasting as good as they did before.
Oi, Shalan, did you have some food and water on the boat?
Oh, well, I never needed it before. And he'll sort of smile.
Anybody else have good food? Heads no taste as good.
The Archmage will say, I can conjure up some food if you throw away those heads.
Can Bud keep skulls?
She will facepalm for a little bit. Well, not for a little bit, she will facepalm for quite a while.
Bud want to remember troll friends.
Fine. Just keep them in a bag.
Okay.
Do you proceed to throw away your heads?
He throws away the rotting heads, but he keeps the skulls.
Understandable. Those were your terms. Okay. She conjures up. How many of you? There are 5 in total. She conjures up 5 loaves of bread and 5 glasses of milk.
Thank you.
Thank you, mage ready.
That's a pretty cool trick, you know.
But you would notice that the bread and the milk seem incredibly small in your hands.
Very tiny.
It's the best I can do.
hear-
Sorry?
Never mind.
Okay. So, Benjamin, you also have the option of eating and drinking these meager offerings. You do need to eat and drink.
I break my bread in half and throw half of it at Bud.
Thank you, Twinkles.
The elf will give you Bud because you are so big. His ration because, as he said, he does not need to eat.
Thank you, Shalan.
So you really don't need to eat, like, ever?
Yes, I never quite understood why people eat. I've never needed it.
Bud like to eat. Eating
Alright.
good.
Do you drink?
Well, in my homeland, there was a drink that I partook in. I can't quite remember its name. But I do not think that there is an available supply in this jungle.
Wait, out of character, do Nightborn not eat?
This guy, out of character, as you can tell, he is quite a different.
Yeah, but I'm just asking, like, Nightborn, actually.
They do eat. They do
Okay,
eat.
okay.
This guy is just special in his own way. The Archmage will look intrigued, but sort of not pursue this further. Well, not directly. She will go to you, Benjamin, and whisper to you, "What do you think of this elf?"
I'm not sure about him. He's kind of off.
So, Shalan, you know what maybe would help? How about I say some elvish cities I know, and you might remember where you're from.
Ooh, a riddle! Go, 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 please.
Alright,
This should be exciting.
Silvermoon?
No, Benjamin, as Shalan says exciting, you hear a whisper in your mind that says, boring.
Yeah, I think so too.
See, you do have a friend on this ship, just not one that everyone else knows about.
Depends on what she's saying, I guess.
Darnassus.
I've never heard of that one. So, no. But he
Those are
smiles
only
at you.
two I know.
Ooh, can I say some Irvin cities? And you can tell me if you are from them? From there?
What kind of cities?
Irvin.
Oh, is that a dwarf in your language?
I believe so.
Yeah, well, you won't guess, cause I'm not from a dwarven city. So
Ooh. Are you from an elven city?
no, from the human city.
But only remember Bud from distant planet.
Ooh, a distant planet.
Yeah,
We did have mages who studied those on my city.
Bud from Teeironor.
Darmo. No, I'm unfamiliar with that place. And Benjamin, you hear a whisper in your mind. He would be familiar with that place with another name. But this is so boring. Why don't you just stab someone?
Oh god, I think I'll pass on that.
Oi, Archmage, do you know any elven cities this gentleman could be from?
She will look a little bit embarrassed. You can infer, Bladebeard, from the fact that she doesn't really know her way around Stranglethorn, that geography was never really her strong point. But she's kind of embarrassed to say that because elves are kind of mystical, important people, and she should probably know about them. And she's embarrassed that she doesn't.
Alright. So, should we like go to sleep and one of us can be at watch? One of us should stay awake, I think.
I'll keep watch. I'm tired, but
Yeah, when you get tired, just wake me up and I will take my turn.
Benjamin,
Alright.
you hear a whisper in your mind, a great opportunity to slit their throats.
interesting.
Yeah, by the way, Shalan, you don't have to eat. Do you need to sleep?
I don't really know. I don't feel sleepy, but I presume that the gaps in my memory are from when I sleep.
You're a strange fella.
He'll look a little bit sad at that.
No, that's not a bad thing.
Bud
We-
get
we-
called
yeah.
strange all the time by Captain.
Yeah, we are all weird people. So, you fit right in.
Well, I just found 5 new wonderful friends, so I am excited. You will notice that he said 5 when there are only 4 more of you.
You know, those heads that Buhd is eating, they are not alive.
Oh,
That's a smart way to go about it, not gonna lie.
Bud throw those away. Me, pretty lady wanted those gone.
the elf will say, "Oh, I did not mean those." He will turn to Benjamin and say, "Shafaluhashakalashach." Benjamin, you understand that he said, "I mean the friend that my good friend Benjamin has in his pockets or bag or wherever you hold the thing." But
Gesundheit.
yeah, but everyone else doesn't know that.
The what?
You hear a whisper in your mind, Benjamin. You should probably kill him. He would make a good feast for us, and he seems to know too much.
I proceed not to kill him.
The elf will say once again, Shafaluhasahashach. Benjamin, you understand that that it is, well, the being that you carry in your bag, obviously. But everyone else does not understand it, and the Archmage looks really concerned.
Common, please.
What?
You know,
What do you mean common?
common language.
He's talking common. What are you talking about?
He's
No,
he
he-
talking in riddles.
He's talking some kind of Elvish. I don't know.
Do you lie at such simple things? Can you not hear?
Benjamin, what are you talking about? Says the Archmage.
Captain
Yeah.
not lie for once.
And the elf will look at the rest of you and say, "What are you people talking about? I have been speaking in common so far. At least I think it's common."
I no longer know what I'm talking about.
Bud not sure what it is called, but it don't make sense to Bud.
I think we are all tired. Let's go to sleep.
The Archmage
Alright.
will shake her head, extremely confused. She will just presume that it's another form of Elvish that she doesn't know because she sucks at geography and languages, apparently.
I don't think she's that great of an archmage then.
What can I say? There is nepotism even among the current tour.
Fair enough.
Though she's not that bad at frost spells, I guess.
Yeah, that's pretty good, I guess.
Okay. So she will shake her head and sort of lie down to go to sleep.
Alright. I will do that as well.
And as we
Bud gets ready for sleep too then.
and I keep watch as arranged.
Okay, the elf stays up with you. He sort of looks around, half amused at everyone. He does not seem inclined to go to sleep.
Can we skip ahead a few hours, maybe?
Sure.
Like
but
middle of the night, I guess.
yeah. But roll for me your careful, and I will roll a sneaky. Okay. Let me just find.
Oh, what a nice roll.
I have so many NPCs right now that I can't. Okay. Don't worry, this sneaky is not particularly high. Okay. You seem a little bit drowsy at the moment, and as you sort of wipe your eyes for a little bit, you notice that the elf has disappeared.
I kind of just look around and I'm a bit confused, but I have something on my mind right now.
The knight will whisper to you about the elf. This one has already been claimed by the true masters of this world. You should expect such episodes. I told you should kill him.
I kind of put this off as being sleepy, and I try to look for the mage's gold in Mr. Bladebeard's bag.
I'm thinking if Bladebeard would be so, like, overprotective and paranoid that he would sort of instinctively guard his back, but I don't know that. Tell me that, Bladebeard. Would you be like that?
I don't know. He's among friends.
Okay.
He wouldn't be too careful.
Okay. Benjamin, you have free reign to rummage through the bag, but
Oh, so I don't really have to roll sneaky?
well, do roll your sneaky. Difficulty 2. If it's too low of a roll, you make noise when rummaging. Okay? Okay, you are silent as like a panther. And you hear a giggle in your mind. An appreciative giggle, as in you're doing good.
Thank you. Do I find it?
Yeah, well, you'll find how much gold did Bladebeard have before stealing the Archmage's gold?
Well, in few episodes ago at the auction, I said I had like altogether with her gold. I believe I said like 50 or something.
Okay, yeah. Benjamin, you find 50 gold. 50 gold and 10 silver-ish. Whatever he won off of you in Hearthstone.
Yeah. Also 2 crystals.
Well, oh yeah, the crystals. Yeah, the fell crystals. You hear?
Is it
Go
is
ahead.
it all like in the same pouch or?
Yeah. Oh, it's in the same one.
Benjamin, you hear a whisper in your mind. Those crystals are not my preferred form of magic, but they are still powerful. You should take them. For both of us.
She's insistent. Wow. I'll just grab the pouch of money and I'll sneakily get back to the mage and try to wake her up.
Okay. Roll for me your flashy or forceful, and I will roll the mage's careful to see if you
I'll
manage to
go.
wake her.
I'll go with forceful, I guess.
Okay. Oh my, she's a heavy sleeper. No, you do not wake her up.
You know what? Bladebeard deserves this, so I'm using a fate point.
What are you invoking? This. Yeah. What are you invoking?
So I'm invoking the adventurous sellsword because I guess I'm used to camping with people and sometimes they may be a bit sleepy, you know.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. You wake her up. But yeah, go ahead. And because she is such a heavy sleeper, apparently, she stares drowsily at you, half awake.
I just throw the pouch at her and say, "Take your gold. I've had enough with these thieves."
So she will say, "So you did have my gold?"
Bladebeard did, obviously. You should know by now. I'm not a thief. I'm just a mercenary.
Very well, thank you. She will then proceed to try to go back to sleep.
That was fast.
Well,
So I guess
according to her role, she's a very heavy sleeper, and you only manage a tie.
that's fair enough. So I just take the rest of the gold and put it back in Bladebeard's bag.
And you
Oh,
did.
so did she take only 30 gold?
She took what Benjamin offered her.
So what do I have?
50 minus 30 is 20 gold and 10 silver.
Oh, but I mean, he didn't know how much money did she have, or...
Oh, you're right. Benjamin, what did you give the Archmage?
I kind of just gave her the pouch and told her to take her gold.
Oh, well then she's a bit asleep, so she would have just put her hand in there, and I'll do a slash roll d50 to see how much she picked up.
Great.
29 gold. Fairly close.
That's fairly accurate.
Well, yeah. I don't
Yeah,
think she will
like-
complain again. Based on that. Yeah.
I got that 1 gold that I gave
The
to the
bartender.
bartender.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You have successfully. Yeah. What do you do with the remainder of the gold, Benjamin?
I just put it back in Bladebeard's bag.
Okay. Benjamin, you hear a whisper in your mind. Did you know long ago this used to be the domain of Ragnaros the Fire Lord? Now I sense Neptulon's influence in this place. We could bend some of his minions to our will to speed this journey up. It's taking quite a while, don't you think?
You know what? I'm going to sleep.
Okay.
I kind of kick Bladebeard and I just sit down to get to sleep.
Roll your forceful and Bladebeard, roll your careful to see if you wake up. Yeah, Bladebeard wakes up.
All right. So, it's my turn to watch. All right. I'm going to take my spyglass and look around.
You notice first off that Shallan is missing.
Oh, is Benjamin already asleep?
Yeah, I passed out.
Oh, oi, Shallan.
No reply.
That elf is really weird. Do I see him anywhere?
No, and even if you were to look with your spyglass, you wouldn't see him.
Yeah. All right. I continue sailing.
Okay. And do you like sail until morning?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'll say you guys are like around here. Let's continue like for another 10 to 15 minutes and then we can call it. So you guys are like around here. It's early morning. To your right, Bladebeard, you see only jungle.
All right.
It's early morning. Do you guys wake up?
That was a good nap.
Good morning,
I
bud.
continue sleeping.
Okay. Bladebeard, before Bud wakes up, can you roll for me a careful check and I will roll a sneaky?
Yeah. 0.
Okay. You also sort of, just as Bud wakes up, you sort of wipe your eyes for a little bit, and as you open them again, Shallan is here.
Oh, you're back.
Hello. I don't
where
believe I don't believe I ever left.
Do you turn invisible when you sleep?
No, I don't believe so. I mean, I
Well-
have the power to turn invisible, but I don't believe I did.
Well, I didn't see you.
Bud is also waking up. Greetings, friend.
Morning, Shalom number.
All right, Shallan, remind me next time when we are going to sleep. I'm going to watch you as you
Have I done anything wrong?
No, you disappeared.
I did not
I want-
disappear.
Who watches people sleep? That creepy.
No, I don't want to watch him sleep. I want to watch him fall asleep.
That's just as weird.
I'm weird.
Get a hobby.
Piracy.
That's not a hobby, that's our job.
Well, my hobby
Ooh.
is my job.
Am I a pirate now too? I was not aware you were pirates.
Our we be pirates.
Yeah.
Walk the
Arr.
poop deck.
By the way, You said this was your ship, right? Does it have a name?
It is the ship.
Oh, so Bud, since you were the one who found it, why don't you give it a name?
I propose we call it the Friendship.
But like that name.
Yeah, friendship. Yeah, great.
Oh,
Or we're just gonna call it Purple Speeder.
this is so corny that the corniness wakes the Archmage up.
That's fair enough, I guess.
And the Archmage will look around and say,
Good morning, Archmage. Welcome to the friendship.
Oh god.
She will shake her head and sort of ignore your comment and say, "Where are we?" I'll repeat that you're like around here.
We still have some way to go. I haven't seen any trolls, but we should be seeing some soon, I think.
How lovely. I remember hearing that the Horde has some military bases around here. I don't think you or I or Benjamin should be seen around the Horde.
Yeah.
Or
Or Shaman.
Or him too. Are the Horde
Yeah.
not friends? Who are the Horde?
You know, they are. They don't really like people like us. You know,
They're
humans.
spiky green men. There's like some ogres.
You know, humans, dwarfs, and elves.
Captain has Bud do talking when we see them.
Yeah.
They like Bud.
Oh, any friend of Bud is a friend of mine.
Yeah, but you know, they will not see you as a friend. They don't really like us.
Oh, and he will sort of frown.
They try to cook Captain once. But no think he tastes tasty.
I'm not that stinky. I imagine I
tastes good.
taste kind.
Tastes like rock.
I imagine I would taste kind of like salty.
Bud try eat you once. You know taste so good.
Really? What part of me did you eat?
Bud try eating foot.
I think this is getting a bit.
Yeah, you are free to wake up at any time, Benjamin.
I think I'll pass being awake at this moment.
So, anything else we can do to pass the time?
Well, as you would sort of sail along, you would see, because of your role, a town coming up that Bud Skoll rather correctly identified as the hideaway, the Buhd Goblin town, and neither you nor Bud had any prior knowledge of that town ever being there. It's off into
Can
the
we say that
distance.
it's a horde territory?
You can tell that it's Goblin, and there are like a few ships docked there. They seem sort of neutral, not like a Horde battleship or anything.
This looks like a good place to fix ship.
Yeah, I didn't know that this town was here. But then again, I don't spend much time in this jungle.
I wake up now that they're kind of talking about where they're stopping.
Okay. Did you hear the conversation?
No, not really. So I basically get up and I ask them where we're headed.
So, are we going to this town? So, you know, we can buy supplies and fix the ship.
Sounds like a good plan to Bud.
Yeah,
Benjamin, you also notice that the elf has reappeared.
I just glance at him and
He's
confusedly.
he smiles at you and says Shafa Lukash, which means good morning. The archmage will look at you. Do you understand whatever dialect of Elvish he's speaking?
Elvish? What do you mean? He's speaking common.
He's speaking crazy still.
The elf will look a little bit offended.
I told you, Shalan, being crazy is not a bad thing. Don't be sad.
He still pouts for a little bit, but
Well, anyways, where are we going?
It seems that there is a port town over here.
And who
you-
leads over it?
friends, I imagine, says the elf.
I kind of facepalm.
Yeah, none of you would know that this is a Bilgewater cartel port.
Not even a scholar. Buhd or
No,
Bladebeard.
because of their role, they know, which is still pretty good, the pre-cataclysm version of Stranglethorn, which does not include that place.
We don't see any flags, banners.
Well, you're a bit far away. What you can see at the moment is the silhouettes of some goblin-like buildings, and a bunch of oil fields, which is very goblin-like. But it also reminds you of like the venture company, which has some ventures in Stranglethorn.
I just scoff to myself and just go, goblins.
Yeah, let's go. I doubt it's hostile
Ship
town.
not looking so good either.
Yeah.
Poor friendship.
The elf kisses the ship once again and pats it like a puppy. Okay.
We go to the town.
Yeah, and based on the time, I think we can leave that for next session. Do you guys agree?
Sounds good to me.
This was a very Cirque du Soleil kind of session.
I think it was nice.
Yeah, it was interesting. I did take a big gamble with the dagger over there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you brought
Yeah.
Zealots at the table.
Yeah. I will say, actually, I'm not sure if this would be a spoiler or not, but I wanted to say the explanation of why Benjamin has it when it's supposed to be elsewhere at this time in the lore. Do you guys think
Is
it
it
will be
supposed to
spoilery?
be elsewhere?
I think we won't really explore why it's there, and more like, what the hell is this?
We will or we won't? I didn't hear it.
I said that we probably won't ask necessarily how it got there, but more like, what is this? And
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead. Go ahead, Doom.
I would like to see it play out in the game.
Okay, so I won't reveal the answer to that question yet. It's much more violent than what Benjamin has in mind, but it's also compelling in a way, I guess. It caught you at a bad time.
I guess I think if Bladebeard keeps on going like this, I'm definitely going to stab him.
The Zalataf would definitely be happy about that. What can I say?
Maybe I would too. Who knows?
Okay. Otherwise, what did you guys think of this session? I honestly thought you were going to make landfall somewhere, and that's why I had to do the absurd amounts of prep that I had to do.
Well, at least it's already ready, so less work for you.
I guess. I did have a scenario in mind. Will they land in Gromgo base camp and be taken as slaves by the Horde? That's also a possibility. Also because as I was doing research for this session, I was looking, okay, how are the NPCs in Gromgo base camp? How are they acting so I know how to act them? And they're all, Hellscream's eyes are upon you. Do what I say. So, oh, okay, this is not a nice place.
Maybe I should turn into an orc or something.
Probably, but they would probably still yell at you about Hellscream's eyes being upon you. And also,
Probably.
I don't think the orb allows you to learn foreign languages. So
Yeah, it doesn't.
if you don't know Orcish,
The alternate timeline where Bud saves the day again.
possibly.
Maybe I can get out of it just by saying Zug Zug. I don't know.
These are Bud's crew members. Bud is captain now.
True. But also, I'm happy that Zalotav is in play because it's also a way for me to drop hints. Even if Benjamin won't go through with murdering people because he's a good guy, etc., etc., at least I can drop hints about stuff because Zalotav does that.
Yeah, I also just remembered that during the Cataclysm, Garrosh did employ some pirates to get to Bajir, so
Oh, there you go.
that
There
could,
you go.
that could have always been a thing.
Yeah, that's also a possibility. Just because this is sort of in hindsight, if you would have gone to like the healing springs, because of game mechanics, the severe the consequences that Benjamin and Bladebeard have would not have gone away, but I would have given you like something like the Zoroastrian crystals are presently, a boost that you can use to as a temporary aspect if you had gone to the Wellsprings. If you had made landfall in the jungle, that would have been really fun because I would have had you try to survive for a few days on end in the middle of the jungle with predators and hostile creatures.
I'm kind of glad we didn't do that one.
I mean, does the adventure, has he killed all the kings of the lions and the kings of the crocodiles at this point?
Well, go ahead.
I was gonna say that's how Bud becomes Rambo. Rambo Bud.
And yeah, the jungle would have been also the most difficult one for me to DM because I would be like, and now a gorilla shows up and a serpent shows up, etc. But you have chosen to go to the hideaway, which is an interesting place. Also, you will notice that the infinite dragon has not showed up in this session.
It will eventually, I bet.
Probably.
Well, but I guess we got the infinite drama instead.
Yeah, this was a very, I don't know, buddy cop session. I don't even know what to call it.
Buddy.
I don't think the buddy is the right word.
The name of the episode should be Friendship.
It's the downfall of Twinkles.
Yeah, but
Twinkles
with
becomes
friendship, friendship with quotations.
Twinkles is going to become a Sith Lord by the end of this.
It's not my fault, okay?
Quite possibly,
The-
quite possibly.
This is the dark origin of Twinkles.
Quite
Darth
possibly.
Twinkles.
Darth Twinkles. How he kills the captain, marries the mage and troll lady, and Bud goes off to be sad somewhere.
Wow, I marry both. Wow, that's a bit yeah.
Well, I mean, the foreshadow of Zalatab was there clearly.
Well, Zalatath only showed the mage lady sort of doing that with him. The troll was just a servant because Benjamin is not into the troll.
I think
At least not yet.
Mhm.
Yeah, things can change.
It's a scared rousal.
I think that's the right one.
Yeah, sure.
Eventually, he's going like, "Oh, I actually kind of like being scared of her."
Yeah. But I think it's a good place to stop. Again, I did not think that you would spend all of the time on the boat, but I guess there were a lot of character interactions to go around, so that's also good.
Yeah, and I like the elf guy.
Yeah, Zalotath provided a clue to Benjamin about what he is.
He's a fish man.
Probably.
Bud's gonna be sad the moment that he turns out to be evil or something.
Darth Shalon, yeah.
Everyone's Darth now.
Yeah. We need to think of Darth names for everyone, I bet. Probably not the Archmage, though. She's too much of a lawful person to do that. And yeah. So I think this was fun. Any other final thoughts for our viewers before we go into plugging our stuff?
I think my final thoughts are I found it quite interesting to be a more character-focused session instead of an action-focused session.
Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
kind of
Also
glad about that. Go ahead. Sorry.
Yeah, I also like the dream part.
Yeah, I had to improvise for a little bit. Now Benjamin will understand why I asked him. Well, Thompshire will understand why I asked him some things in DMs. And thank you.
Interesting.
And thank you for collaborating with me for so far. Zalatath promised you a lot of things, and you believed it based on your role. It can do great things for you.
Sure.
Yeah. Should we go into plugging our stuff?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, by the way, as we plug our stuff, this is the final episode that will air this year. Next episode will be out in 2021.
Happy New Year and happy holidays.
Happy New Year, happy holidays, Merry Winter's Veil, whatever. May great
And hopefully,
Yeah.
and hopefully we'll enter a better year. Let's say.
Father Winter Bud.
May Great Father Winter not bring you a mysterious dagger that whispers to you in your dreams, I guess.
Yeah.
Bud brought you some heads.
Yeah. So let's go and plug around our stuff. Once again, let's go in alphabetical order, I suppose. So, DoomGoblin?
Yeah, I'm DoomGoblin. You can find me on Twitter at DoomGoblin. I'm a artist there. I draw stuff,
Yeah.
some funny stuff, some cool looking stuff. So, yeah.
And his art is really great. It's really great. Sir Thompshire?
Well, you can find me both on Twitter and on YouTube. I make machinima. I occasionally make some random renders, including some for this campaign.
Yeah, on that note, you can see the renders on screen as I put them in their relevant scenes, and Thompshire also kindly posts them on his Twitter after the episode is out to sort of avoid spoilers on that note. And they're really great.
Very nice. They're very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hello, I'm Skoll Shorties, and you can find me on Twitter and on YouTube. I make machinima and lore/theory videos on World of Warcraft.
Yeah, and this episode was also posted on his channel. And I was your DM Teeironor. I do mostly Warcraft lore videos that cover really niche topics. And I probably took a bit of a break in this past week, but I will come back in the next week. I'm sort of trying to think into the future right now. But yeah, thank you all very much for watching. This was definitely a crazy episode, even though not much happened in terms of action. It was still crazy. So let's say our goodbyes to our viewers. Goodbye, everyone.
See ya.
Bye.
See ya.